Welcome all of you for the Microsoft 74th class. We are talking about the MCSA, which is on server 2012 R2. This is having three papers. First one is 7410, second is 7411, third is 7412. So 70 stands for the Microsoft exam code, and 410 is the exam code for deploying and managing the Windows Server 2012 R2 second release. Second one is about the network administration of Microsoft Server 2012. Third one is the system administration of the Microsoft Server 2012 R2. So first we are talking about the 7410. This is each paper is you can write the exam, and each exam is having $80 exam fees for writing the exam. And course point of view, there is 12 modules in the first paper, 12 modules in the second paper, and there is 11 modules in the third paper. We are discussing just now about the first paper, first module, which is you can see here, module 1, deploying and managing the Windows Server 2012. So before starting with this, we will talk about the history of the Windows Server operating system. Windows Server operating system. First operating system was the Server 2000, then 2003, which is very popular and is still used but is outdated because now Microsoft removed the support from the Server 2003. After that, 2008 server came. It's having two variants, 2000 and 2008 R2, release 2. This is called release 2, second release. So then comes Server 2012 and 2012 second release. So we are talking about the features present in this Server 2012 R2 second release. So this first module we are discussing about the Windows Server 2012 overview, what other things are there. What is the Windows Server 2012 management, installing the Server 2012, post installation setup of the Server 2012, and the PowerShell. What is the inside the PowerShell? So this is a new concept. This is the upgradation of, you can say, the CMD command prompt, that is called the PowerShell. So we will cover these 5 lessons in this first module. So we are now talking about the overview of Server 2012. So what are the 2012 overview? So as you can see here, first thing is called on-premises server. Second is called the cloud computing. Second is called the Windows Server 2012 edition. Then the server code, roles, and the features in the 2012 server. Actually, today's world is having two kind of the design. First is called on-premises, and second is called the cloud-based. Because today's world is very famous for the cloud and cloud computing. Okay. So we will be talking about how 2012 address these two kind of the infrastructure and what the difference between these two. Then we'll talk about the additions which are present in 2012 from the previous versions, like previous version 2008, as you can see, 8 and 2008 R2 used to have the 6 additions. and here you are having just 4 editions. So we will talk about that. We will talk about the how to why there are 4 editions compared to the 6 editions, what are the differences has came up, all those kind of the things. Then we'll talk about the server core. Server core, which is newly launched with 2008 and upgraded in 2012. So earlier in 2008, you can install either server core or GUI as an installation method. In 2012, you can change from one into other end. It means you can install server core, then you can convert it to GUI. You can have the GUI convert back to the server core. That was not possible in 2008. This is only possible from 2012 onwards. So that is the new feature added in this. That's what we are talking. Then we are talking about the Windows Server rules, the new rules. There are the 2 new rules got added in that, and we'll talk about the additional features which is present in Server 2012. So that's what is the first lesson talked about. Okay, so this is the very common structure of any company. Till 2008, you will have the data centers or one place where you are keeping all the servers. Then you will be from this server farm or the data centers, you are providing the resources to the client like applications, file sharing, printers, those kind of things you are sharing, and that will be go to the clients. Client means the users. User can use the mobile, laptop, tablet or the desktop computers. This is a very traditional method of the on-premises server operations. Now things are changed to the cloud, the cloud computing. Before talking about how this works, we will talk about what is the cloud computing. Before going to that, we will just understand the cloud computing by very simple example. Like you move to some other city for certain days or certain periods of the time. If you went to the another city for 2 and 3 days, you will be try to get a hotel. If you are going for more than 2 to 3 months, you will look for the PG. And if you are staying there for 2 years or 1 year, you will try to get the some sort of the rented house. So if you understand this, compare the facility, you will get the idea what actually you are achieving it through that. When you take the rented house, your cost will be less. But in the rented house, you will not get any furnitures and those kind sort of things. You have to buy and use it. So that is the kind of the service you will get in the rented house. Same way when you go and take the space in the PG, you will get some furniture like bed, cot and almirah. But food facility and home services in the room services will not be there. But when you go to the hotel, you will get that also as well. But as you will go higher, cost will go up. Same thing apply for the cloud services, which you can see. There are the 3 cloud services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So if you say infrastructure as a service is more like the rented house. Platform as a service is more looks like the PG kind of, and software as a service is more looks like a hotel. So when you purchase the, so let's talk about what do you mean by the cloud. Cloud is nothing but the diagram which mostly used in the literature to represent the internet. So when you are run your services or what the activity you are doing, that is run by the through the internet, you are accessing the service through the internet, then it's become a service. Example of that is like you are using the Gmail. Gmail is a kind of the service which is coming to you by the internet. In that case, you are just using that service, but you are not knowing where your mails are kept, where your documents are kept. So that is the service which is coming to the internet, and that is represented in most of the places as a cloud in the most of the books. So that's the reason this term is called as a cloud computing. So services which you are availing through the internet is called the cloud computing. Cloud computing is again divided into two types, public and the private cloud. And the public cloud is a cloud where you are sharing your space with the other people, just like, and the private cloud is totally reserved for your space, that kind of the things. So mostly we are talking about the private cloud more. Is usually created on the premises. If we say very big enterprise, then in that case you will do is highly automated. User system center is provided to automate the self-service, require minimal direct configuration once it is set up. So once you will set up the cloud, you don't have to make the much changes in that.